I'm Lemon. Happy Valentine's. Take a seat and buckle up. The other day, I was sitting on the floor at 7 a.m. watching my dog Dali circle the balcony, trying to take a shit, when I had another one of my strange and pretty obvious epiphanies. While sitting and petting Dali there, I suddenly remembered his ultra-active cuckoo vet. She's this loud, tough-looking lady with a pixie cut who screams, "I'm gonna choke you, you cutie!" every time she sees my dog. And then she proceeds to squeeze the living Jesus out of Dali, and I just have to stand and watch. The mental image of that pretty much invaded my brain at this point, and I couldn't help but imagine Dali replying back. Something along the lines, "Put me down before I lose my cool." Or, "When I learn to focus on the matter at hand for more than 2 seconds, it's over for you." He said that with such a raspy, masculine voice in my head. It just changed everything. For one, it made me feel hella weird, and that led me to an idea. Once you look at things with a grain of cynicism, one of the main reasons we probably love animals so much is that they can't speak. They're helpless. Even if you're the most caring fur baby mama ever, I bet there have been moments when you did things to your pet that made you happy and not it. And what made it possible? Them not being able to speak. And what is the other thing that we like for the similar reasons? People without a strong voice. Maybe not like, but every single one of you would be lying by saying that you don't have people like that in your circle. And those people get the same treatment that dogs get from us for the same reasons. They can't speak. Now, it's time for me to clean the air a bit after the cynical stunt I just pulled. I'm gonna say something, and you need to hear and absorb it in order to be more receptive to what I'm about to say next. Everyone is selfish, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. Everyone is selfish, whether they can see that or not. Nobody in their right mind will ever put someone else's interests before their own. You are born alone, you die alone. And no matter how much you think you love your family, friends, and every little flower on this planet, everything you are constantly thinking about is you and not all of that stuff. Your thoughts might take different shapes and forms and wear disguises to make you feel better. But all in all, it always will come down to you. I mean, there is a reason why we all experience the same situations, visuals, and sounds in totally mind-blowingly different ways. We don't see the world through other people's eyes. That's what's making it logistically impossible to wholeheartedly empathize with someone other than yourself. To be honest, most people don't even want to. When you think about it, life is such a tough ride, and all the equipment and instruction manual you're given is your body and your mind. And guess what? You don't share that with anybody on this planet, not even with your parents. And that's where you get your DNA from. There's nobody to relate to, and that makes our experience of this world, life, of everything, the most important to us. Thanks for the attention. This will be as much as we're going to dive into hurtful truth for today. Back to the regular program. Person without a strong voice is like a kid who lost his parents on the street. Helpless, self-conscious, scared, and most importantly, very, very vulnerable. Unfortunately, people have a habit of walking all over someone vulnerable because they know they can get away with it. Truly, if you don't know how to address the things you do not like in a straight manner, you will never be alone. I mean this in the worst sense possible. You will never be alone because someone will definitely notice you, take liking to you in the same manner we take liking to animals before making them our pets. And that person will exploit you squeeze the juices out of you till the day you learn how to prevent that or die. That exploitation, by the way, can sometimes be very subtle. It can be even invisible to the person himself. He might be pretty much unaware of what he's doing because he's not doing it on purpose, it's just instinct. The other times, it can be straight up fucking evil. If you ask me, those people would be right to do so. They would be right to exploit others. You know why? Because you are not a lost kid on the street. You're a grown-ass person who is the only one in charge of his fate, his happiness, and success. And if you can't handle that, if it's easier for you to pass off that responsibility to someone else, then you better get used to them running the show the way they fucking want it. Now, let's discuss what makes an involuntarily submissive adult, shall we? And since everything we are as adults is the direct result of our childhood, we're going to dive into mine in the search of the truth. Well, my parents have always been control freaks. I mean, every childhood memory that comes to my mind reeks of authoritarianism. That doesn't necessarily mean that I had a bad childhood. No, I would say I had a pretty cool one. It just means that now that I'm able to analyze it, I understand how much it fucked me up and how much work I have to do to fix myself. I had so little control of my life that when I first wore my hair down in the 7th grade, I felt like a badass. I felt alive. I felt like this is the most criminal thing I've ever done. And it was. The rest of the time, without exceptions, and without exceptions means on weddings, on birthdays, on school events, even on my own birthday, I was rocking braids. Sometimes pigtails as well, but braids were my thing. And you know what? I'm not even complaining. I looked cute. The other time, I was 13 and I accidentally said the word fool in front of my mom. Bro, I'm pretty sure my heart skipped a few beats. Luckily, she didn't hear me. We were outside. For the record, by the way, my family has never been exceptionally religious or conservative. None of that. Control was their faith. I really don't mean to complain about my parents. Like, making them sound evil wasn't the point of this talk at all. I was just building a case. And if I did it right, at this point when I tell you that I used to be the most quiet and shy kid in the room, you will not be surprised. I was just lucky to realize it early on how crucial it is to develop a strong voice if you don't want to keep secretly hating everyone you love and know for not hearing you, both literally and figuratively. A note for all my proud wallflowers: do not worry. Being loud when it's needed does not really change who you are. It does not change your personality. Being loud sometimes does not make you ratchet. It makes you protective of yourself. It makes you responsible for yourself, for your happiness. Being loud sometimes does not make people love you less. It just teaches them the essential do's and don'ts, and that's healthy. It's much healthier than being passive aggressive. There are tons and tons of great people out there who seem really intimidating, but in reality, they're just protective of themselves, and God knows they have like 1,000 reasons for that. For me personally, it's been the lack of control for the most part of my life that made me so protective of myself at this point in my life. And with people like these, it's pretty easy actually. You just talk to them, you learn about their boundaries, and then you just respect them. And trust me, as soon as you do that, the dynamic between you two will change and you'll feel it right away. So this would be the end of the episode. Happy Valentine's again. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to talk about next, and see you soon.